Hello, my name is Clemery Cajigas from National Public Library, and this year we're bringing you our Summer Reading Challenge performers virtually. Thank you for pressing play on Friday Family Time. Summer Reading Challenge is going on now. Be sure to sign up by visiting library.nashville.org/summer challenge. You can log your reading minutes throughout the summer and win prizes for hitting your reading goals.
Hello, Nashville Public Library viewers. This is Turnip Green Creative Reuse. We are a nonprofit that works to foster creativity and sustainability through reuse by diverting materials from landfill that are donated to us and getting them out into the hands of artists and teachers and students. Now, today we are pressing play on creative reuse, and our project today is a CD Suncatcher. Now, if you don't know what a CD is a disc that looks just like this, and on one side contains a informational graphic, usually something that says what music is on it, or if it's a software product, what software is on it. Now, on the back, this is where all of the information lies. There are little tiny digital lines that a CD player will read, and we'll use that to turn it into music or to read the disc on a computer and use it for software. Now, a lot of times people are not using CDs as much anymore. So what we like to do with CDs is we turn them into CD Suncatchers, and that's what we'll be doing today. Now, the items that you are going to need for this project include a CD or DVD that you do not want to use anymore, a strong adhesive such as Mod Podge or hot glue. Either should work, but just be aware that when you are using different types of materials, that some adhesives will work better than others. And if you are using Mod Podge, you will need a foam brush to apply the Mod Podge, and a reuse container that you can pour the Mod Podge into while you're using it. I'm currently using a yogurt cup, but you are free to use whatever you can find around the house. You will also need a pair of scissors, some string or ribbon that you will use to hang the CD Suncatcher, and decorative materials. These are up to you. You get to decide what they look like, where you find them from, but look for things that are sparkly or shiny, things like foil. Those kinds of things are going to go really well on your CD Suncatcher because you want them to reflect the light. Now, get whatever colors you want, whatever patterns you want, and we will get to decide how we use them on our CD Suncatcher in just a little bit. Now, your first step for designing your CD Suncatcher is to decide how you want to use the materials to decorate your CD Suncatcher. You're going to want to definitely cover the part of the CD that has writing on it with more reflective materials. The back of this is still reflective, and if you would like to leave it open and without any materials on it, you are free to do so because it will still reflect in the sun as it turns in your window or outside. Now this side though needs way more reflective materials, so we're going to cover up the majority of this side. It's up to you if you want to cover both sides. You are free to do so. But in designing, you want to make sure that you decide that while you're cutting out your materials. For my design today, I am going to create a rainbow Suncatcher. So what I want to do is I want to mark up this side of the CD so that I can have little pie pieces of each rainbow color: red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and purple. So with this, I'm going to find some sort of writing utensil, such as a Sharpie. So I'm going to take a Sharpie, and I'm going to mark up my CD where I want my materials to go so that I have a little sketch in mind of how I want to look at my CD. So I'm going to mark it up, and then I have some lines on my CD. And I'm going to have it, and I can label each one of these with which color I want to put there. It's up to you, but for me, I'm gonna put them in rainbow order. So I'm gonna put red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and purple. So I have it labeled that way, but you can take your time and give yourself 5 minutes to design what you want your CD Suncatcher to look like. Now that we have our designs, we are going to start cutting out pieces of our decorative material. So I'm going to grab my scissors, and because I'm going to cut out little tiny pie pieces, have already cut out a sample of what my little pie piece will look like. So this is my blue, and with my blue, I have traced along this on my piece of paper. It originally looked like this, and then what I did was I traced it on my CD. So you, if you are doing some sort of shape on your CD, can trace your paper or foil or whatever materials you have onto the CD while you were trying to cut it out. So with this piece, I have my first piece, and with that, it fits in my little spot where blue goes. And then I'm going to repeat that step with the rest of my colors. So, with orange, for example, I have drawn with my Sharpie how I need to cut. So I took my Sharpie and I drew along the shape of what my other pie piece looks like. Because if you are doing the same thing that I am, where you are basically going to cover the whole thing with the same shape, then what you can do is take your shape and trace it on your other pieces. So take 5 minutes, cut out your pieces the way that you need to cut them out, and then we can move on to gluing them. Now that all of my shapes are cut out, I'm going to use Mod Podge to apply these pieces to my CD. So what we're going to do is we are going to take the foam brush and dip it into our Mod Podge. Now wipe the excess off and apply it to your CD. So the side that you are going to be decorating is where you're going to apply the Mod Podge. Now, you can cover the whole thing before you put the pieces on if all of your pieces are already cut out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply it to all of the CD before I start to place my pieces down. Then I'll take my first piece and I'm going to place it on the CD where it goes, where I have decided that it goes. So now I have my first piece. I'm going to take my second piece, and I'm going to put it right next to it. And I'm going to take my third piece, and I'm going to set it down as well. And my next piece. My next piece. And my last piece. Now you may have more pieces than I do, so you can take as long as you need to in order to put all of those pieces onto your CD Suncatcher. But when you are finished, what you are going to do is you are going to reapply more of the Mod Podge on top of it. So you see how they're all placed on there? What we're going to do next is make sure they're all in place exactly where we need them to be. Move them around a little bit if you need. And then you are going to take your foam brush with more Mod Podge on it, and you're going to apply on top. So you're going to brush more of it on top of where you've already placed your other pieces. And you're going to cover the whole thing. Now, if you're working with hot glue, you do not need to add hot glue back on top of it. But with the Mod Podge, you are going to want to cover the rest of the CD all in it. So it looks white right now, but it will not stay white. When it dries, it will dry with a nice clean coat. And this is actually outdoor Mod Podge, so it will be safe to use outdoors. Now, if you have a different type of Mod Podge, you can hang it in your window inside, or if you have a porch that you can hang it on that is free from the weather, you can also hang it there as well. Now, it's going to be all covered just like that, and we're going to set it aside to dry. So give it a couple minutes, set it aside to dry, and then we can finish up our project. Now that our CD is all dry and the Mod Podge is no longer white, we are going to need to figure out a way to hang it. So that is where the string or yarn comes in. So what I've got right here is a piece of ribbon that I've cut. Now you can cut it as long or as short as you would like. I would like to have it hang kind of far down, so I cut it a little bit longer. But if you want to cut it a little bit shorter, you're free to do so. Just make sure that you have enough length so that you can tie it. Now, if you do not already have a hole in the center, what you can do is you can go inside the back side and you can cut a little bit of a hole, or you can poke it through with a pencil or a pen. Now, I went through and I just decided to cut this little hole right here so that I can take the end of my string and stick it right through. So I'm going to stick it right through the middle, and then I'm going to pull up, and I am going to keep pulling until it's halfway through. So the way that I'm going to tell that is I'm going to pull it this way, and then I'm going to have it line up just like that. So now I can hold it with the string, and it holds on its own. Now at the top, what I'm going to want to do is I'm going to want to cross the strings, loop it under, cross them again, loop it under. Just like tying a knot. You're going to tie a knot right up there. Now if you need adult supervision, ask somebody to help you with that. But I'm going to tie it one more time so that it's super tight. So I'm going to take my two ends and they're going to cross, and then one end is going to go under in the hole. And now I've got it really tight. Pull it all the way. So now I've got a way to hang my CD Suncatcher. And this little piece can hang on a hook, or on the edge of a banister or on the top of your curtain. It's up to you, but it will swing in the light and it will catch the light and it will reflect all of the sun. So you are all done. You have a finished CD Suncatcher ready for use. Thank you for doing Creative Reuse with Turnip Green Creative Reuse and the Nashville Public Library. Have a great day.
Thank you for watching. We hope you enjoyed the Summer Reading Challenge program. Please consider taking our NPL Universe survey. A link is available in the description below. Your feedback helps us create high-quality programs like this one.